Hey y'all, it is my 45th birthday today, and I woke up with kind of the usual feeling of dread that I'm going to screw up again. But it doesn't vex me as much nowadays because it's a sensation. I allow it. It gets easier to do as I go along, as I develop capacity and perspective and all the rest. Um, and I really, I was better today about pausing and not just kind of blindly going toward the usual things that kind of tamp down my, whatever feelings are in the body that don't want to be felt or that want to be felt, but something in me doesn't want them to be felt. Um, but yeah, I read a bit of a book I've been meaning to read for months and months. I did a full, online yoga routine. I meditated, I prayed, I did sun salutations, and yeah, like I said in the last video, just kind of when the feelings of restlessness come, feelings of aversion, the feelings of resistance, and say like, "Hello, resistance. You can be there. I'm still gonna do what I'm gonna do." And yeah, planning for the year. It's funny how I don't know, different non-dual teachers say different things about free will. I certainly don't think it's as simple as material determinism. I mean, between chaos theory and quantum mechanics, yeah, I mean, quantum indeterminacy. You're not going to find a nice little billiard ball theory of 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 everything happening a certain way. I don't think. Um, pardon me. Um, so, and of course, between your DNA, your cultural conditioning, your personal, familial conditioning, um, and all the other things that go into making you, getting you to this point. I certainly think there's a finite window of free will if there's any free will at all. Um, and then there's a sense of universal free will, like the universe itself has free will, and you're part of the universe, so you're part of that free will. And I think this is the one I like the best because you maybe have some degree of control over how much you resist that ineffable instinct to push up out of the soil or whatever. I mean, whatever it is, whatever it is. I mean, well, yeah, you have some degree, and yeah, of course, whatever the Tao is, you don't get to decide what the Tao is, right? So, but you maybe can have some degree of freedom as far as whether to seek the Tao and whether to move with the Tao. Of course, even that, I feel like in many ways I was born with certain proclivities and talents and abilities. So, but at the same time, I feel like it's possible there are moments when your intention to merge with the divine. I mean, there's nowhere else to go, but merge with the flow of something ineffable. I mean, again, there's no the Tao that can be spoken is not the real Tao, but regardless, it probably behooves us to behave as if we do have some degree of free will, at least that little window of, when it's a choice between conditioning and the Tao. Of course, where does the conditioning come from? Is the conditioning part of the Tao too? I don't know. I mean, probably to some degree it is. I mean, it's the vagaries of the human ego have produced many fascinating results. Quite a lot of drama and a lot of, an intense testing ground for all of us, basically. But if there, yeah, it probably behooves us to behave as if we have, at least in a given moment, I can not by words, not exactly by action. It's something very subtle that says, your will, not my will. Something very subtle that says, I'm willing to jump into the universe and not keep pretending to pull back. Something that says, I'm going to stay out of it for a minute as much as I can while you do the work of unbinding. Because I can't unbind myself, but I can be open to unbinding. It's not an act of will to unbind, it's an act of will to open yourself to unbinding, open yourself to the possibility of unbinding, open yourself to some vastness, some mystery. Like when I was praying this morning, never thought I'd be a praying person. But my prayer was basically, help me be open, help me trust. Because I have no other universe but this one. And I want to be a part of it as well as I can. What does that mean? All I have are whispers, instincts, and teachers that speak to those instincts or don't. And if they don't, I dismiss them. And if they do, I maybe see what else they have to say. And maybe that's another kind of echo chamber where, you find the people that already agree with you and hang out with them. But where's the lie that we live in a vast mystery we can't begin to comprehend? Where's the lie that resistance and identification cause suffering? Maybe there is some kind of purpose beyond ending suffering that I'm missing out on by pursuing this path, but I don't see it. I see the fruits of this one. I see the way the universe opens up when you open up. I see the just the magic of it and the tenderness that can finally come out when you stop judging. The tenderness that is so tender, that is so achy, that feels so like being flayed alive. And I see the ways that I'm still a hypocrite or still not doing the things that I want to do because there's still something that apparently doesn't feel worthy. Like, for example, I don't spend enough time reading books. Um, I don't. I don't go to bed such that I can get up at the time that I want to get up to start my day feeling refreshed. So it's really my goal in the coming year to use whatever willpower I have, whatever free will I have, and kind of finally push past those feelings of resistance and allow the pain that is surely just behind or just underneath those resistances. And this isn't a discipline of shoulds. This isn't the discipline of judgment. This is the discipline of, I heard somebody say positive discipline, where it's like the healthy thing to do. And no, not in a restrictive way and not in a joyless way, in a joyful way, because it takes willpower to do things that make you happy when your conditioning says doing something that makes you happy is indulgent and dangerous. And you're spoiled and selfish, and someone's going to find out and metaphorically smack you over the head. Joy is not for you. And it takes a kind of positive discipline to, when it comes to the juncture where I want to read instead of waste time online or whatever, I can breathe. I can let all the feelings come. I can let them come. I can let them come while I read. So that's really the watchword for the coming year: positive discipline and allowing the feelings. And so this is not, a lot of times discipline is all about bypassing feelings, you know, working through the pain. But this isn't about repressing pain or ignoring pain. It's quite the opposite. It's about doing the things that I want to do and allowing the pain to express. And it's scary to think about, but it's time. I'm 45 years old. It's about time. It'll be okay. Just in time. I kind of feel like I wouldn't have really known how to do this until just now. By which I mean do it properly for my own situations. Everybody's different. Everybody has their own unique situation, but I have 1,000 ways to prove to myself that I am spoiled, rotten, lazy, foolish, all the things that I was terrified of um, being called out in those ways as a kid. And it's not like, no, I'm going to be disciplined and prove that I'm industrious and blah, blah, blah. No, it's not like that. It's just more like I can do things that bring me joy. That's okay. It's not dangerous. I mean, it might be scary, it might be painful for a while until those things can express and move through. But it's not dangerous. It'll be okay. So yeah, um, good luck in whatever your new year brings.